pretty good across the board.
Mm-hmm.
But getting into the game, spawning here in the bottom left side of Dusk Towers is going to be the red Zerg player, HyuN.
In the top right, as the blue Terran, he's GuMiho.
Woo! Okay, so again, we do plan to cast straight through to the IEM qualifiers that will follow this. By my guesstimation, again, it's this best of 3 and 2 more following, and that should wrap up the Korean cast. So we won't be too late to the European qualifiers, which is nice, but we might be, a round or 2 in before we actually get to start.
Yeah.
That's fine.
GuMiho, of course, we know him from the Alima Leagues, as well as just, his GuMiho style back in Heart of the Swarm. They're both pretty even on names for us, I guess, but HyuN maybe for more people, because he was going to so many foreign events while on Rocket. Of course, no longer on that team. Might be sticking around in Korea. Might find a new team. Might go to the Army. Not sure.
Yeah, there are so many questions about his military service, and he does have to do it. That's like the silly, frustrating thing, right? Like, all these guys have to do it. It's just a matter of getting it out of the way early. Some people wait until the absolute last moment, until I guess the government, forcibly drafts you into it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the exact specifics. There's ways to delay it and reasons, but I don't know. HyuN did go for a pull first, so he's already sending his lings across the map. Now, this is really going to do a whole lot on Dusk Towers.
Well,
so
actually, the Reaper will hold though. So I was gonna say, the hole in the wall because of the preemptive reactor is a little bit scary to look at.
It is a little, I guess, dangerous of GuMiho to go for a Marine, because he probably wants to shoot down Overlords if he can, but he is skipping that reactor, or holding off on that reactor. And the lings will actually get through, so... Oh, just in time with that reactor. But you can't repair it, so I think it's gonna die.
Yeah, actually it will. That's gonna be unfortunate. No cancel, so gets the straight up kill. It's gonna get some SCVs with this. I mean, this shouldn't have been anything at all, but yeah, GuMiho not getting return damage. He does scout a fast as hell layer though.
Dang.
So I mean, this scout is worth it for sure, but unfortunately, again, he's still chasing around lings and losing a lot of mining time while this goes on.
Finally cleans everything up, but right, that was really not supposed to do anything unless they had gone for, I guess, like a crazy command center at a third location. That's something Zerg might do, but definitely not Terran or Protoss. The crazy fast lair, it was really important to scout. It's also going to be important to scout the follow-up, because, HyuN is still on 1 gas. He doesn't have enough for Spire. Okay, there goes the Roach Warren. And with this crazy fast of a lair and a Roach Warren, I would have expected a Nidus Worm.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the only thing that makes sense. And if that's going to be the case, Dusk Towers is a bit weird, though, to do this on. There is the Nidus Worm, so there you go. But more to the point, like, there's not a lot of dead space to take advantage of the main. This is just, like, there's no sneak attack aspect of this. This is strictly, like, I want to get in your face and kill you as quick as possible. The problem is, though, even though he scouted that layer, and I'm sure GuMiho is thinking, okay, Nidus Worm, Nidus Worm, Nidus Worm, he doesn't really have the means to defend this. That tank will probably not be popped before the Nidus Worm finish unburrowing.
And even if it was out and about, it won't have any mobility. It's not being paired up with a starport and a medevac, and that's what really makes it quite strong. Otherwise, you just try and get on top of it. This is going to be very dangerous. GuMiho knows, though. Like, he knows. Trying to get a bunker is, like, so hopeful. But, if he gets some city, if the tank really does survive, it'll certainly add a lot of damage. Pre-pulls the SCVs, moves the Widow Mine. That's actually going to hit the Overlord and kill it.
It's unfortunate, because really needed that splash damage on anything else he could have gotten. Not a lot pops out though. Like, HyuN actually rushes this out so quickly that he doesn't have that many roaches to come out immediately. The Marines and the SVs are surprisingly holding this, and that bunker does complete, but unfortunately for GuMiho, it is at the cost of a significant amount of SCVs.
Well, yeah, that's true. He goes down to 14 SCVs. Another Nidus Worm is on the way in the same location, a little bit hard to see. The Widow Mine is going to this time get a nice splash on the units that pop out. But with the bunker and the tank, I think he can still hold.
So, yeah, the other part of this, too, is the fact that it is 3 CCs.
Yeah. Wow. This was such a fast Nidus Worm. There just wasn't a lot to put in it, and GuMiho knew that, I guess, so he reacted as calmly as can be.
Yeah, I mean, it's scary because he doesn't know how much more is coming out of that. Kills the Nidus Swarm once again for HyuN. These Nidus Swarms are fairly expensive, but 3 command centers means 3 mules, which means his income isn't too bad, as we see, even though he's taking these fights. The Cyclone is a great addition to the defense, and of course, killing that Overlord meant there would be no more Nidus Swarms following this up. So, for GuMiho, a small breather of relief, but he is going to be down 22 workers, or sorry, 12 workers, excuse me, because I can do math. How much does that really screw him out of this game?
I think this goes much better for GuMiho at the end of the day. HyuN's gonna try and I guess follow up with maybe some more like shenanigans. The Evo chamber could be for +1, I suppose, but off of 2 bases, this isn't Heart of the Swarm. I mean, there are some 2-base builds in Heart of the Swarm where you go to roaches and slowly expand, but I feel like that would be a lot harder to do on Legacy of the Void with the ever decreasing minerals. And if he goes for a drop, I mean, it'll be slow drops with roaches and exactly the hardest thing to clean up.
I don't think it'll be drops. I mean, especially the emphasis being the slow drop aspect of it.
It is for the +1, the 3rd base on the way. A lot more barracks for GuMiho, and he's probably going to get the 3rd base down soon enough. And Cyclone's going to actually meet a bunch of Ravagers. That's not going to go as well.
No, it gets picked off pretty quickly. Doesn't have a lot of health. We got to see the Cyclones beat MVPs earlier versus Protoss. Doesn't really work versus Zerg. It used to, though. In the beta, Cyclones used to do stupid amounts of good damage, but sadly not the case anymore. He did scan. Where did he scan, though? So, he saw nothing new. Actually, where's that spire coming down? Okay, so he hasn't actually seen this in the natural at all. We got a new sub and a couple of resubs, by the way. Thank you, Isoflux, for just subbing to the stream. Brand new. Nice. Napacom also resub for 11 months. And All Hail 42 resub for 3 months as well. Thank you guys for your support. Was that Korean? Or what was that?
There was someone calling me. Someone's been calling me, like, constantly this morning.
Oh, cell phone ringtone. I was like, what was that sound? I couldn't. I was like, is that me? What the?
Yeah, you know, like the Koreans that shout behind your house every day.
Yeah, well, you know, because that's a thing that's so...
Yeah.
Alright, Stimpack does finish up for the Marines, so if there was a fight coming to his way, GuMiho would be able to take it. It's so weird, though, actually. I'm even struggling with this. We've cast GuMiho for months now at this point in Legacy of the Void. Combination beta to the live release, and then it's live release till now. And mech doesn't really work anymore. It can in some very rare circumstances, but it's not what it used to be. And it breaks my heart seeing GuMiho forced to play Bio, Zombie Girl. But just,
yeah.
it's like a broken man.
Sure. But mech, I mean, he's not someone who depended entirely on mech like some other people that might be out there. He had played Wings of Liberty. He knew how to play against like even the harshest of environments, which was Brutal and Infester with Bio, and he's super good with it. So it sucks not to see the super slow turtle style that was GuMiho mech that we got so used to on what was that map?
Dusk Towers.
No. Not Dusk Towers. No, back in Heart of the Swarm.
Oh, sorry, Deadwing.
Deadwing. I was like thinking like
same
Dragon.
tile set.
I was like, damn it. Yeah, it does look similar, but those corruptors got to be a surprise.
Yeah, and that really sucks. Of course, they pick up the medevac. Now, it's not scary for the unload or anything because the Marines aren't going to have mutilisking tests, for example. But Corruptor Roach and Infester, or sorry, excuse me, Ravager. This was actually a pretty strong combination at the end of the beta. And if you guys go back and hear any of my casting, you hear me just kind of questioning like why people didn't do this for a while. Corruptors are so damn good. But this really fell out of favor, even just getting as low as 3 like this. But it will also mean that there's not going to be any Liberators to deal with, or rather, Liberators won't be an issue, excuse me, as Corruptors are already like preemptive anti-Liberators.
That's a good point. GuMiho did skip out in the double engineering bay, I guess because of the Nidus Swarm, and he's going to start it now. So.
Just that wall. It's good
Great
to
Wall
have.
of China. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just this is such a big choke. It looks awkward as hell.
Yeah. So many people were not doing this in the beginning of this map, and then they just realized like we're not gonna. Where else are we gonna put our supply depots?
Yeah.
That's always been what happened to Terran. Like Flash started walling up really odd locations on like Ohana and shit like that. Like, or no, like Akalon Waste. That's what it was. Oh, what a map.
So the infestation pit's on the way, and I am curious to see. I mean, he's investing heavily into Roach Ravager. I actually don't know if this will go to Hive Tech or not. HyuN is, jokingly known as the Roach King, so Infestors might pair better with this and his playstyle. But the Corruptors will be able to pick off those medevacs pretty easily, and this army is turning around. Drop in the main does go off, picks off a Queen, and the drones are running, but not a lot of damage done with these just yet. And of course, the Corruptors being armored can take the hits from the Marines.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not that problematic. Oh,
Definitely.
Whoa. Its zone infestation bit a little bit awkward. Spawns on the other side of the map. Tanks getting some okay shots. Marines are mostly just running for their lives, not wanting to directly engage this. But once the Ravagers Roaches start going down, the Ravagers melt to Marines. They don't have a lot of health, so the Biostims on top of this. GuMiho completely annihilates the left side of HyuN's army, and he still hasn't cleaned up the main.
Yeah, so the main base isn't actually under that much attack because the Marines are also like, I don't know why we're here.
Yeah, they're like,
but they could be doing something. And that is a little silly to see. Of course, the contingent of Marines over here just take out the 4th base. They're going to find the drones probably as well. And HyuN fell apart pretty quickly.
This composition he was going for, though, is not a bad one at all. Like, again, the Corruptors kill the medevacs pretty easily while fights go on. If he had gotten to Infestors to pair with Roaches and Ravagers, he would have been in such a great spot. He's still not exactly screwed out of this game, but there's just no way for him to really get ahead right now. I mean, without mutas, there's no counterattack potential.
Yeah, Corruptors can pee on things.
I mean, the thing is, on 3 bases, with the tech choice he had and not relying on Hive Tech, he could have played that out and maybe drawn it out for a long time and eventually lost. I actually like that he decided to cut it here and just go to a new game, because I think that was going to be an eventual loss no matter how well he played that out.
Yeah, agreed. So really quickly into the next game, hopefully, and just forget about that game. I mean, that was already a odd game because of the opener.
Yeah, yeah.